Okay, let me TLDR you if you are unfamiliar with my thoughts on the 44th President of the United States, Barack Hussein Obama. I appreciate his 2008 campaign because it drew me and my father way closer together than I think anything really could have. But in the time since, I've really soured on this individual due to the fact that he has done far more harm than good when it came to race relations in the United States. And so, with that being said, let's get into this little video that was done. I think for some show on HBO Max. But it's a little infuriating, and I will be breaking in because that's the job. Let's go.
The roots of racism in this country are deep. The psychology of it has lessened, but it never fully went away.
Now, see, if you are unaware, this man himself is mixed. His mom's white, his dad's black. His dad is from Kenya. He's not even like his father isn't even American. His mom is his American side. So if there were anybody racked with white guilt, it would be this individual right here, one would suppose, because you have this brown skin, but your entire upbringing is about as Caucasian as you could possibly get, and thusly you create your own paradox because you're sitting here crying about racism is so terrible when you yourself got elected in this also terribly racist country. What a dick! Looking old.
The legacy of slavery and Jim Crow means that we started the race behind with respect to.
Okay, so the legacy of Jim Crow and slave, yeah. Which side does your American side fall on? Because your dad's Kenyan, so he wasn't part of no Jim Crow, now was he? Bro, here's the deal. You were president for 8 years. Until this very moment, you could do, wonders for it by actually falling off of this, by saying, hey, shoot, like, how the hell you gonna say this country's racist when I got elected? But is that the route he's decided to take? Absolutely not. And it's one of the most disgusting things that I've seen in a very long time.
The resources in our communities, the way the criminal justice system was set up, the lack of representation in corporate America, all those things.
Okay, so here's the thing. When it comes to resources, let's not play that game. The government's been throwing resources at urban communities or quote unquote black communities for the longest. And the same three people get paid, and while everybody else still continues down whatever rabbit hole it is. All they do is program. Nothing but government waste. But either ways, this psychology that he speaks of and everything else like that, it was on you to be I guess above it, but you completely have been like you've actually been very manipulative in using it for your own gain to maintain and keep power. And it's really crazy to me how over the last 8 years there's been all of the entirety of the entertainment industry, and I'm talking about the entertainment industry, from Hollywood to from book publishers, video game makers, every like sports, all of it. He became king, and they go by his they go off of his word, right? I mean, they sat there and said, oh yeah, the NBA stopped their shutdown because LeBron James talked to Barack Obama. It's like honestly, you ain't not, like all this that you complain about is stuff that really isn't your history. Or if it is your history, I'm sorry, yeah, you fall on the white side of it.
Didn't just go away. They built up over 400 years. They weren't going to go away
400 years.
Just in 50 years, let's say my lifetime. We could expect that each time we took two.
Oh, Christ. And he's talking to LeBron James and two other faces I'm not particularly familiar with.
Steps forward, there was going to be some pushback. Because there are forces in our society that don't want to give up status and privilege.
I'm pretty sure he's talking to a mirror. I am positive that this man is talking to a mirror. That's why Philadelphia is burning right now. That's why all of this, the whole vote by mail, all vote by mail situation is what it is. It's actually why I have Sugar Tits Phil Murphy as my governor right now, is because, yeah, some folks don't want to give up status and privilege.
They don't want a level playing field. And by the way, that's not just true for African Americans. There are a lot of folks who don't want to.
But you're not one of us. You never were. Not in the means in which, because that 400 years isn't your history. Yeah, hell, if anything, I mean, your history is the ones who was doing the selling, like right or wrong. Like if your father's African, like it's more than likely, his folks was doing was selling off the slaves and the like. So once again, like that history ain't really yours to claim, but okay, sure, whatever.
Women to have opportunity, because if suddenly women are competing on a level playing field, it may turn out, as Michelle likes to remind me, that women are at least as smart, if not smarter than men.
And this is why the 19th needs to be repealed, because this is capitalism right here. Yes, that's right, ladies. You're just smarter than men. And this is not me crapping on women by any stretch of the imagination, but it is me sitting here saying, like, yo, there's, like, if you talking about, oh, well, we want equality, then sitting there talking about, oh, who's smarter than who, then no, you don't actually want equality. That's a gigantic hypocrisy in and of itself, but it's also playing to his main base, which is the feminine, which is the female. And we've had this conversation as, cis heteronormative descendants of, of America, true Native Americans. Like, bro, like, we believe in our religion. Religion's right about women. Religion is white, right? Now, are there exceptions? There's always exceptions, right? Like, seriously, and in many ways, everyone is exceptional. Man, woman, heck, even children, right? Like any and everyone can be exceptional, but the deal is that just remember the key word there, exception. All right. As far as rules go, oh, sweetie, calm down. You're being a little bit on the neurotic side. That whole thing. But no. Women are smarter than men, man. Butter that bread, champ. Butter that bread. This is one of the most so much estrogen. So much estrogen.
Of course. And can do the same job. Facts. Right? Yep. So
Facts. Women can do the same job, even though WNBA Super is sitting here bitching right now because, I make more money than her whole. I make more money in a year than her whole league makes in 3 years. Like, yeah, sure. Wink. Golly, this is suckers.
So we always knew there was going to be some pushback. The key is to be able to sustain both our spirit,
your spirits, your hope, and your focus, and your butthurt. And the emotion. See, that's the thing. Because when you come from a place of logic, you don't really need to sustain anything. It kind of just is self-starting. Logic is self-starting. Emotions is something you kind of have to keep a strong grip on, or you'll just lose it. It's one of the main reasons I've never sat here and I'm like, yo, I'm not going to get Trump derangement syndrome. Like, yo, like if the man gets elected, the man gets elected. Good on him. But I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and allow one person to completely take me out of my character. But beyond that, shoot, man, I got bills to pay. I got things to do. There's things that I wanted to accomplish that, hey, come Tuesday, I more than likely will get accomplished with legalization here in New Jersey. So there was a lot of, as far as being guys go, we are logic-based creatures for a reason, because when it makes sense, when it makes a lot of logical sense, it's very easy to get up for it and to be geared up for it, as opposed to the emotion that you kind of have to hold on to, and it slips. Like you can't maintain the same amount of momentum, the same amount of butthurt for very long.
Spirits, our hope, and our focus, and we vote. We get a win, like the Voting Rights Act or the Civil Rights Act. Yep. We consolidate that power.
Neither one was a part of your history. I mean, yeah, because your mom's, but that's again, like you like your history is on that side of that history, bro. But even then, like this guy, he's just like, yeah, we vote, we win, and he's the same one that came out, in 2012 and was like, yeah, if you that wasn't 2012, my goodness, in 2016 when he came out and was like, yeah, if you guys don't vote for Hillary, I'm gonna take that as a personal slight. And America was like, okay. Like, bruh, like, you do know who you're dealing with here, right? The answer is no. He does not know who he's dealing with. They never have. They never have. This was all like I really feel like the entire Barack Obama presidency was a beautiful show. You know what I'm saying? It was a great show. It was great theater, tons of theatrics and stuff. But as far as things actually getting done and, like real solutions to problems being had and being made, no, he didn't even pull us out of any wars or anything else like that. Come on, man. Like, if anybody was a status quo guy, Barack Obama was a status quo guy.
And then we go at it all over again to go after the next injustice. Yep. And sometimes it gets exhausting and sometimes it doesn't feel fair.
But yeah, it's really not fair. It's not fair to the police that you guys throw under the bus when in many of these cases, hell, all of them, like literally all, from Jacob Blake to Breonna Taylor to George Floyd, like all of them, it's just like, yeah, somebody's in the wrong. You know, like the person that got the person actually, put themselves in a jacked up situation, and that's how, you end up losing the momentum that you've had all this time. But it's so jacked up when there are so many different variables that go into it. And if it weren't for you having the power over the media apparatus that you do, a lot of this stuff, of the reason, you don't hear about this, you don't hear about that. You see it all the time on the internet about, what we didn't hear about it. Well, it turns out there's a pretty good reason we didn't hear about it in a lot of cases.
The idea that you would just stop and give up is something that would be a betrayal to our ancestors. Yep.
Whoa, champ, who's our ancestors, though? Because, asshole, your father is from Kenya, and your mom is white. Who's your ancestors, bro, that link you directly to America's history? To that 400 years you like to talk? You a piece of shit. Fuck this nigga, man, for real.
It would be a betrayal to all the folks, black and white, yep, and Latino, and Asian, who fought to allow us to be able to sit here.
No, but that's the thing. When you sit there and say, all black and all white and all Latino and all Asian, no, you're spitting on them, because if they don't vote the way that you want them to vote, if they don't operate in the means in which you want them to operate, then, all that goes out the window. All of that goes out the window, particularly when it comes to my white brothers. Like, y'all shit are so hard on them, and it's like, bro, you know what? Yeah, they can take it, but they shouldn't have to. The same way when it comes to us cis heterosexual black men, and the way that they trying to definitely turn us out, get us all sugary out here in these streets. Like, you know what? We can take it, but we shouldn't have to. Like, it really is frustrating. It really is. And this guy served 8 years as president. Jesus Christ.
None of the three of us could imagine doing what we have done and what we continue to do.
Race bait? Get like openly race bait, like, because that's what you're doing. And honestly, like, hand to God, man, like, you guys are completely are completely off base with this country and with this nation altogether. And you know what? To an extent, I can give it a little bit of youth. I can give it to youth when it comes to the younger ones. But for the likes of a Barack Obama, who became president, worth over $30 million right now. In LeBron James, the people who were most blessed by this country are the ones sitting here like, wiping their ass with this country. It's bullshit. It really is, and it gets under my skin. Unlike a very few things.
50 years ago, it was not in the cards.
The shop uninterrupted. Yo, this is such trash. This is such trash. And you got LeBron James in there. Yup, because he was president. What a piece of shit. For real, guys. Oh my goodness. So I wanted to share this with you because it just really infuriates me how blind these assholes can be as to how great this nation has been to both of them as individuals. You're gonna sit here and talk about like, oh yeah, you get good on us, acting like we back in the 60s and 70s, or you know what? We're done here. We're done here. America, it's time to bury. It's time to bury Barry. Alright? It really is. Because this guy ain't never meant us no good. Never meant us any good. And I'm glad my father's gone and he doesn't see this shit. So with that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you like to toss a like, dislike, go ahead, do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice. And you want to get videos like this every single day, share, because sharing is caring. And YouTube and Bitchute and like are the biggest fans of your boy over here for very obvious reasons. Bang the bell for notifications. Get something from the Teespring and speak. Let me know, what do you guys think in the comments? This is some race baiting bullshit. And he just released this. Why? Because they want to keep everybody butthurt and in their emotions and making irrational, illogical decisions. And I, for one, can't stand those who would lead my brothers astray. All of them. White, black, green, blue, purple. Don't give a damn. But you may disagree. And that's what the comment section's for. Until the next one.